One, two, three. Hi everyone. Today on the Hunyah Show, we are talking about tax season and financing. Today on the Hunyah Show, our guest is leading Malton Toastmasters, pioneer technology and expert on tax season and financing. Welcome, Madan uncle.
Thank you very much, Hunyah.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show. And I see you have a lot of number of different experiences, a lot of different certifications. So we'll be talking about this and a lot probably the viewers will want to know.
Sure.
Okay, so my first question is, Madan uncle, I know you've been in the Toastmasters for years. What is your vision and mission behind Toastmasters?
Thank you, Hunyah. I have been in the Toastmaster over 11 years. And my vision is, and what I believe in and wanted to do it is to help the youth especially. And my belief is if we can educate our youths and put them on the right path, their future will be better. This is my belief is. As you also know that my background is a little bit of the teaching. As a teacher, I always think of the well-being of the students. And I work with the adults as well for the Toastmaster. The idea of the Toastmaster is to teach individuals to be a better communicator and better leaders.
I agree. I was in the first Toastmasters.
That's right. You were in our first batch. You were in the first batch.
Yes. And now, like as an alumni, whenever I see people making mistakes and they're speaking, I always tell them that this is how you could correct yourself. This is how you could be a better speaker.
That's right. We are trying to help them to, if you think of that, communication is the most important skill one should have.
I agree.
If you can communicate your ideas to somebody, then you can lead from there. The next best thing is to be a leader. And my belief is, again, everybody is a leader and everybody can become a better leader simply by acquiring some skills. And that's what we do with the youths and the adults in the Toastmaster.
I agree.
I hope I answered your question.
Yes, and moving on to my next question is, Madan uncle, I know tax season is coming. It'll be coming in March 2022. So what tips can you give for anyone for the tax season and savings for each year? I know there's a lot in this area that you can talk about.
Thank you again. Okay, tax, when we say tax season, actual tax is all year round, but tax filing starts from February. From January onward, I could say that, but mostly it's February, March, April. Because in Canada, 30th April is the last day to file your taxes. And that date is important because if you're owing the money to the government will start charging you interest and penalties after the 30th of April. If you having a refund, then it does not make a difference. You can file it anytime. Some people do know that they're going to have a refund, some don't. So it's the best thing is to do it. Now, what we should do it from now on, you should start collecting all your documents. Keep it at one file, one folder. So that when you're going to go for the tax, you have all your documents ready. As you start receiving the documents soon after the end of the year, you should start saving them into one folder. Now, if you are not sure how to save the taxes or what can you do, I will say you can contact me. You can give the phone number. Mine, if you want, I can give it the number. My number is 416-624-3210. And I can sit with you and help you how to organize. And we can estimate what could be your taxes when you file. And there are certain ways where you can save your taxes. For example, here, if you want to take an RRSP, and now is the time to think of that and plan it. And also RRSPs are of different types. The mostly they are individual or spousal. Sometimes buying a spousal RRSP is better than buying a individual RRSP. And you should know from your last year's notes of assessment how much RRSP you should buy, you should contribute.
And the one thing I recently got to know from my own tax returns, I had to do this summer. I know you were with me on this because I hadn't filed my taxes after college because I had an accident then. So this year I got a phone call from CRA that that I have to file my taxes and they have the information, so I just got to get it done. And I did. And today I received my first check from that tax return. So I was very happy that all of this, you could do this all year round. So I would say the advice you gave to me about the tax information was really good, because I didn't know that.
Now that you can file previous taxes, but one thing to remember, if you owe money, they will go to that year. From which year you owe, they start calculating your interest on that money. That could be add up a big one.
Speaking of owing, I know many students often have a lot of student loans. And often for a person like myself, it is still hard to repay a student loan. So does this affect the tax return in there or not? Like, what do you recommend?
Student loans, many students, after they've done the graduation or they finish their studies, they start paying back to the government, not to the government, to the institution where they borrowed from. Then that institution charge you some interest. That interest is a credit to you. You can claim it as a credit to reduce your taxes. Yes, it's important.
I understand. And moving on to my next question is, Mother Uncle, what advice would you give to someone who wants to go in the same field as you?
Well, anybody can go into any field actually, but mine is no unique.
Because you're in like multiple places. You wear many different hats in the community. Like you're a yoga teacher, you've been a teacher, you're in Malton Toastmasters, you're also you also have your own financial business as well. So you do so many things. So what would you say to anyone who wants to go into one of these?
It depends on what you want to do. It depends on right? But anybody can do anything. You have to go through certain educational studies. If you just want to do the taxes, then you can have there are few institutions who teach you how to do taxes. Basically, or you can go online and learn it yourself. There will be some fees to pay for that, and then you start working. And as you do it, you can do it, right? To become a tax preparer only, there's not any big qualification. But to become an investment advisor or investment planner, all those things, there are courses to do and the exam to do to go through that.
You mean the Canadian Chartered Accountant Association,
yes,
right?
There's a 3-4 years course for that.
I see. Because I remember some of my friends who were in business, when they did that and they actually graduated, they had to take an exam with the CCAP, the Canadian Chartered exam. And
yeah, there are different bodies taking different exams, and it's everything is available nowadays online, and you can look at it. Whatever the course you want to do, whatever the profession you want to get into, look at it and follow the path and prepare yourself for that. It's nothing difficult, especially in Canada. It's not difficult at all.
I agree. And if someone wants to go into becoming a Toastmasters, like what would you recommend? Let's say if I had to recommend someone in the community go to Toastmasters, and I think you've been in many different Toastmasters competitions. You have many experiences with different districts. Like, what would you recommend?
Toastmastering is a skill you are learning, and there is no educational qualification for that, and there is no age qualification. It's the only thing is you have to have an interest to improve yourself.
That is where I'm at. Like, as a part of like for this year, I'm all about improving myself. That's why I've been taking courses through Zoom, taking a lot of classes, doing a lot of different things. as part of being in the City of Brampton pageants. That's one of the things, because I just want to work on myself as much as I could. So that's what I've been doing pretty much. And my goal for the next year is also to do the same thing.
Self-improvement is the best improvement.
I see.
Because let me take an example. If you improve on something, that's not going to benefit to me.
Right. It
But
will benefit.
if you improve something, it's going to benefit to you.
I agree. Like we should
So
always work on
what I've been doing, what I am doing with the Toastmasters as well, I'm not doing for anybody else. I'm doing for myself to improve myself, my communication skill to improve, my leadership skill to improve. Okay. Not everybody does it, and it's not everybody will do it. This is something called the highest education award within the Toastmaster, is called Distinguished Toastmaster. In short, they call DTM. What I know from the statistics of the worldwide Toastmaster population, or who are doing it, those are the members of the Toastmasters, only about less than 2% achieve that award. Now, it's about close to 500,000 members are in the world. And if you look at 2%, it's less than about 10,000 members who have achieved that DTM. And I have done that 2 years ago. And for that, you have to go through different competitions you mentioned, different speaking levels, different leadership levels. You have to do it. So at the end, I say, but for Toastmaster point of view, if you set up a goal and you wanted to do something, you have to follow the path to achieve it, whatever the path is. How many things you need to do it, you have to do it.
Yeah. I agree. And moving on to my last question is, Madan Uncle, would you like to share your social media handles? Where can viewers find you if they want to come to you for Toastmasters, for any financial advice, for anything? And I know you have a website as well. You also mentioned your phone number, if you could mention that again. And any place where viewers can find you and connect.
For the business or financial services, is my website, which is www.chauhan.ca. Spelling of Chauhan is CHAUHAN. And my phone number is 416-624-3210. Or they can email me Madan, MADAN, at Chauhan, CHAUHAN.ca.
Thank you so much for sharing your social media handles. And thank you everyone for watching the Hunyah Show with Madan Uncle today. And I hope you will connect with Madan Uncle soon. And make sure you tune into the next episode of the Hunyah Show, and be sure to watch and like and subscribe to Hunyah Travels. So thank you everyone. Bye.
Thanks, Hunyah, to you, and God bless you.
Bye.